Hello, Uniwarriors. Welcome to the first and probably only edition of GOUT'S BOUTS, an analysis of one of my random rated games. Spoiler alert, I will win. If I'm going to put in the minimal effort needed to make this video, I might as well get to peacock a little. I know what you're thinking. Damn, Gout has a deep, sexy baritone voice. But alas, it's just a TTS robot. However, all the insights and opinions in this video were not generated by AI. I hope some uni fledgling finds this video useful. Enjoy. Or don't. I don't really care. I'm just wasting some time at work. Let's see who we landed today. Zyrx, Zertex? Maybe he has allergies. It looks like his ELO is over 3,000, and he's taken fourth in a championship tourney, and second in another tourney. So he's probably pretty good. 200 points higher than me, and he's rocking the yin-yang flag. Wait a second, it says yin-yang. That's gotta be a typo. I'm pretty sure yin-yang is a slang word for Anyway, moving on. Here's the map. Wow, it looks much smaller on a horizontal screen. I always play on a vertical screen. Anything done horizontally, especially Uniwar, is freaky. I'm first player black, and he's white. I guess that makes me the yin. And he's the yang. A classic Titan versus Sap matchup. Man versus machine. Damn, there are so many metaphors with which we could run. Let's just mix them all up and make a f***ing mess. So 4 bases per side, 100 credits per base. Plus, some cities at 50 credits apiece. There is quite a bit of distance between the sides. A marauder, for example, can't go from my opponent's base to mine in one turn. The first thing I'm noticing about the map is that it's divided into 2 parts, an upper part and a lower part. Damn, my insights are non-peri. Let's get into some capers. The middle of the map is deep water, so that's going to limit helicopters, which is good for Titans. And I think I'm going to have to choose whether to dedicate resources to the upper part or the lower part. Both parts are pretty narrow, though. If you're new to Uniwar, or have been living under a rock, dancing your cares away, or maybe you just aren't that observant, the typical meta for TVS is something like 90% marauders and speeders with a sprinkling of infantry, and eventually maybe some busters. And that's probably how I will approach the opening. Roll the footage. Okay, cap my base and make a mecha. Cap my second base, and now I want to get on to the cities ASAP so I can get 500 credits per turn, i.e. 2 speeders. And then I'd like to swap mechas onto the cities as soon as I can. Let's pause here. The reason I want mechas on the cities, if it isn't already obvious, is that 500 credits parked on the cities isn't exactly efficient use of the speeders. I'm either losing ground or tempo elsewhere. Just look up top. He's already controlling more of the map. So it's debatable whether I should have deployed my speeders like I did. Nonetheless, it shows how advantageous marauders are with their superior movement on this map. There are 2 marauders in range of my speeder on the city, so I need to protect it or get off. I know 2 full health marauders can kill a full health speeder on a city. If you don't know that, then use the wormhole to check, or the calculator. He also has 3 marauders in range of these hexes, and as a general rule of thumb, or toe if you're me, don't leave a speeder where 3 marauders can kill it with a hit and run gang-bang. I'm going to hit his marauder because I get a pretty good exchange. 2 speeders aren't going to kill a full health marauder without the Uniwar gods putting their finger on the scale. And I'm gunning to move my mecha closer to the action. I maybe should have put him on the top base, though, for the defense bonus. I'm gonna keep a speeder on the front city and protect it with the other. He can only put 2 hits on the front speeder. And I'm also applying some pressure to his bottom base. I'll move my mecha into position to occupy the city next turn. And I'm going to try building a couple mantis. Marauders can move back and forth from top to bottom much more easier than speeders, so I'd like to occupy the middle of the map with some mantis which can cross from top to bottom or vice versa. And this mother continuing to flex with the marauders. That really hurts that he got my mantis. He's going for an aggressive start, and he leaves his bottom base open, daring me to cover it. I don't think that would end well for me. I'll take the 6th marauder out and consolidate my forces. I'll bank 100 credits. He's only built marauders, so I'm going to try and lock things down with a plasma tank. And he does a good job anticipating the plasma, and he whips out his bopper. Rude. 1 bopper is not going to deter me from building a plasma. I'm down 100 credits in kills, and he's been able to get on the cities easier than me, currently 3 on to my 1. So I'm going to push on the bottom to try and hold some cities, topping from the bottom or power bottoming, if you will. He responds by putting 2 marauders in range to pick off my mecha on the city, building 2 more marauders, and queuing up 7 marauders on the bottom. Who's power bottoming now? But I think he's overbuilt marauders at this point. So I'm going to turtle. I'd like to get a plasma on the bottom in addition to the one I have up top. And I have another surprise for you kiddos. And there's the 2nd bopper. But I'm going to push my plasma because the 2nd bopper can't reach it, and 1 bopper can only tickle my iron tooth. I'll take the city with my speeder and erect a walker. Was that a surprise for you? I hope it is for him. The thing about walkers is we, as a culture, are obsessed with them. I mean, I get it. They are tall, hard, and shoot really far. 5 hexes if you can't count. When a walker is pulled out in a game, it's like the whole match revolves around it. Your opponent is just dying to get to it. I'm going to offer my opponent a little taste, tease him with my walker, and leave it unprotected. An unprotected walker can have serious consequences, but I know he can't kill it here. You'll see why I'm doing it in a second. I'm also going to leave my bottom open, because it seems like that might tempt him as well. And here he comes. Come to Papa. And he builds even more marauders. If you notice, I'm down 300 credits in kills, and I don't even know how much more city income he has over me. But it's my turn now. I'll shoot the bopper down to 5 so he can't kill my walker or my plasma. And if you see now, Daddy's got more kills. And all those marauders diddling at my back door. I'm withdrawing consent and shutting it down. He builds another bopper and retreats most of his marauders. He'll hang on to the cities until I push him off. I'll sacrifice a speeder to get rid of the 5 bopper. And I'll bring out an assimilator for healing. And also UV blast is a great offensive weapon. He continues his retreat as I push on the bottom and takes out my speeder up top as expected. Here comes the tank. But that squishy thing will be of little help now. And my plasma is sitting pretty. There is only one hex where either bopper can hit it. And if he tries to get better position, a speeder can one-shot a bopper, so he has to be careful. I advance on the bottom with nothing to deter me. And for the final step, I move my assimilator off the base, build a second assimilator flanking my walker, and like taking 2 little pills, my walker is almost at full mast. And with it, I gain the confidence known only to men with big boats and fast cars. I am going to slowly advance my Titan forces on the top and bottom, and like an iron pair of tweezers, squeeze my opponent like a protruding whitehead until all the pus is gone, and only blood remains. I'll eventually build another walker on the bottom to mirror the top, but I'm in no rush. I have him right where I want him. Oh, would you look at that? That's cute. He's trying to use his tank like my plasma. That's a mistake. Remember how I said they are squishy, and speeders can one-shot boppers. I'm not going to even need both UV blasts or a full health walker for this. Here we go. And he surrenders before it gets even more messy. GG. But I should have read the fine print. The thing about someone revenging you is that you've already shown them how to win. So it's almost like you're playing with yourself, which I'm pretty damn good at. I know what he's going to do. I'd put money on him building a walker. So I'll have to try something more creative than what he did. Of course, the game will start out with speeders and marauders. I'm going to focus on the bottom because, well, I'm that kind of guy. Oh, there we go. Whipping that thing out early. I'm going to keep pushing on the bottom and try to use the middle water as sort of shield and try to bop from the bottom. And also get some fuse out. A diversity of ranged units coming from the bottom. I'll take out the speeder on the city, which is really a 300 credit differential. You might have noticed that I left my bopper in range of his walker, and he can one-shot it, as well as kill my marauder, which will put me behind in credits. And you might be thinking, Gout, why the hell are you doing that? And I'd answer, well, sometimes, in fact many times, I play very poorly. But in this instance I have a reason. If I dangle that fruit out there, there is no way he doesn't take it. And if he shoots my bopper, then he doesn't shoot my marine. And the whole reason I built that sausage-swinging, 100 credit Neanderthal is that I want to cap that harbor no matter what, and he can't kill a full health Marine with just the walker, and I'll block any ground units with my marauders. He makes a plasma and moves his speeders, making it easy. So I'm going to get my harbor, and that is my master plan. And then I'm going to pump out subs like Danny DeVito in a Jersey Mike's commercial. He smartly moves his walker out of range of my sub, but it would have been smarter to drop back 2 hexes. Now I go all in. Put the first sub in range of walker. Build a second sub. And protect my sub from the plasma with the marauder. By protect I also mean keep it hidden. And I've made this mistake many times myself. But if he doesn't kill the marauder by the harbor and then move a unit onto that hex adjacent to the harbor, he can't see the second sub. So if he doesn't do that and then undo, he's not going to know I have 2 subs. I'm also making it difficult to kill my other sub. He has to clear the 9 marauder, then defuse on the swamp, then hit the sub with 1 mantis from the swamp, and hit the sub with the second mantis, using the +3 gang up bonus. And even then he's not guaranteed to kill it. Let's take a look from his perspective. He can't see it. Still can't see it. This is the only way he will see it. So I'd say there's a decent chance he doesn't know it's there. Let's see what he does. He's using mantis to hit my marauder, so he's not going to go after my sub. I guess he'll kill what he can and set as many units as he can in front of his walker. If he had a plasma in front of his walker, he'd be a lot better off, but now I get to say timber. And I've blown this thing wide open. I'll make a 3rd sub to deal with his plasma. +3 gang up and re-emerge bonus for my sub, and poof, bye-bye plasma. And now I'm sitting pretty. I've cleared his plasma and walker, and if he builds another, I'll keep pumping subs. Otherwise, I'll pump marauders and flex their advantage on this map. And he resigns. Thanks for watching Uniwarriors. If you have any questions or thoughts, you know what to do. Keep them to your daggum self.